recovered 18 years and she still worked these steps going back to step one, step two. Well, step two, some things we're powerless over too. Certain situations that happen in life, we're powerless over those things. We're powerless over death. We can't control who we lose, our loved ones and stuff like that. So it's still incorporating those steps, and I thank her for that wisdom. The next question, moving along, I want to know, how dangerous is it to hang in old and familiar environments once you transition to the other side and you're walking a different walk?
Oh, it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Even though I don't do it, but it's dangerous. They talk about, wet places, wet faces. Stay away from playmates, playthings, and playgrounds. Old playmates, playthings, and playgrounds, because those vices are the very things that will get you caught up. And you may not know it right at that point that you caught up until after you actually picked up. There's really no need to be around. If you're on the other side, you're going to transition and you're fully working the program of recovery, there's no need to hang around the old places. But what I have found is that some people recover from the disease but still be addicted to the lifestyle. And the lifestyle is the same old rigor and mortar, hanging out on the corner, oh, what's up, man, da-da-da-da. You ain't drinking, but they turning up, they got their 40, they 50, they wine or whatever, and you just hanging out because you miss the euphoria that the lifestyle gives you, that adrenaline, out there hanging out, hanging with Bobo Snake and killing them, not drinking, it's a very dangerous thing to do. It's very dangerous, because before you know it, you got somebody passing you the bottle, and you hit, you hanging, and you in the moment. You in the moment, and before you know it, you done turned up. The disease of addiction is insidious. It's cunning, it's baffling, and it's horrible. And before you know it, it'll have you. And if you don't have your spiritual man in place, and you don't have to work on that maintenance, and thoroughly convince yourself, in them steps that you can't use, and using don't necessarily mean using drugs. That means using other things. You can't substitute, and find yourself in situations of hanging out with people that's doing things that you're not doing. What's the purpose? Because at that point, you done set yourself up for a relapse. And relapse, the actual physical part of the relapse comes last. Because what happens is the mental, emotional, and the spiritual relapse, or the lapses. They call them lapses because you lapse mentally, emotionally, spiritually before you actually relapse physically, pick up physically. And that means your mentality, what you thinking, why you thinking, what state of mind are you in that's causing you to put yourself in situations or circumstances that can make you lose your sobriety, or lose your mind, or lose your life. Danger don't only come at the expense of you giving up your clean time. It can come at the expense of you giving up your life, or your mental status, going permanently insane. Because today out there, people ain't just smoking dope. People finding out, people dying. We done lost so many people in the program that got caught up. They stuff been laced with fentanyl, rat poisoning, gasoline. It's just crazy. So it's real dangerous. It's very dangerous to put yourself in places where there's no program in place. Yourself the program of youth. You want to affiliate yourself with the winners. You don't want to soar with the Eagles. You want to do what the winners do. And the winners and the Eagles are working the steps, talking to a sponsor, getting a sponsor, going to meetings on a regular basis as deemed for them, and staying the course. It's just staying the course, staying on the path that God has put you on. I was speaking earlier about T.D. Jakes, and he was like, being what God told you to be, and staying where God told you, because your blessing is in where He tells you to go, not in where you want to go. So it's like being in the right place at the right time. So for me, that's kind of like, ties into my recovery, because what I went through, and God sustained me through all of it. I mean, I done seen so much happen, and I ask myself, sometimes you ask myself, man, I was just, we was just, it wasn't my time. He has purpose for me. He has something for me to do. And like one of our old predecessors who passed away, he always used to say, I'm on assignment. And that assignment, once my assignment is fulfilled, hopefully it won't be time for me to go. But once my assignment is fulfilled for God, and I have served God's purpose, and I have done everything that God has asked me or ordained me or given me to do, then I know that, one day that number gonna get called.